Good morning, everyone. Anthony, Wall Street Trader, 10:11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It is December 29, 2021. This is not financial advice. It's educational. Subscribe, share the video, click the thumbs up. We're here to talk about Ethereum. Okay, well, what's going on here? Well, Bitcoin clearly taking a you-know-what, and we're going to talk about the reason why I think it's only temporary for this week. So sit back, relax, enjoy the video. Let's go straight into it. ETH Bitcoin looking like support still at 36.54. We broke this line of support and clearly went all the way down freshly. Almost hit the blue line down here, didn't, and starting to come back. So here's the deal with this. I think overall we're looking at possible recovery over the next few days, but certainly into next week, and we're going to go into the reasons why. Now, explore support right now at 36.57. Resistance probably up here in the 39.51 range. ETH Bitcoin holding on to a prayer and a dream. We could drop a little further down to 77.84. We're at 79.03. We do have to get back up, and I think we will with resistance at 8,400. Now let's go into Bitcoin in terms of the reasons what's going on here. A couple of reasons why Bitcoin is possibly going down, having a lot to do with, likely in my view, taxation. Taxation. Rich people don't like to pay taxes, and they will do everything they can to figure out what's the tax consequence of selling it this year and what's the tax consequence of selling it next year. Assuming they have a profit, they have to make sure they pay as little taxes as they possibly can. That's just the game they play. Now, if that is the case, which I do believe it is, they do it in stocks, they do it in bonds, they do it with everything else. So I'm sure they're doing it here too. They will look and compare the 2 years, this year versus next year, in terms of what would be the tax consequence on selling today versus selling next year. They won't think about, further gains or losses. They're just looking at taxes. So here's what I think is happening for this week. This week, a lot of people are saying better to sell it this year and take the tax hit this year than taking it next year. So let me sell it today, make a realized profit, pay my taxes, which would be a lot better than selling it next year and paying my taxes. So typically, what they'll do is they'll sell it. And then they will pick it up. There's a period of time where they can't just buy it right back. Otherwise, it looks funky to the IRS. So what they'll do is they'll not buy it back until the following year. Usually it's 20 or 30 days or so. And then they can go ahead and buy it back. So I think that's exactly what's going on right now. This is a sell-off, not because of fear of Bitcoin or for whatever other reason is out there. I think it has a lot to do with taking advantage of the tax code. So that's where I think this is all happening right now. So Bitcoin coming back from 46 and change. We were down as low as 46,500 up to 47,813. We just passed 48K just not too long ago. Now this broadening wedge, I just want to point out really quickly, this is drawn. It looks like we went back into the broadening wedge. Well, not exactly. This is like under 2 months. You could technically say undo the logarithmic scale, redraw the resistance lines accordingly. It's still a broadening wedge nonetheless, and we're still over the broadening wedge. Neither here nor there. It's the same. The price is the price at the end of the day. But make no mistake about it. I think overall this thing is doing pretty well right now in the face of doubt. We were all the way down to 46. Now, I think some people are calling for a wick down to 44. I don't think that's going to happen. And if it did, I'd probably pick up some more Bitcoin for sure at that price. But I think we're going to start by next week for sure. But this week, maybe not so sure. Depends on how much more selling might continue on. But we could start rallying towards the end of this week, as most of the people will lock in their tax sales sooner than the weekend as we approach New Year's. So in the meantime, that's my view on Bitcoin, US dollar. Bitcoin dominance is going to go sideways. I think we start rising once Bitcoin starts catching the bid that I think it will over the next week. But in the meantime, ETH closing in on 3,800. Talk soon.